The galaxy. To your eyes, 100 billion points of light. But where you see light, I see worlds and the countless stories that fill them. But in a multiverse of infinite possibility, is your destiny determined by your nature or by the nature of your world? This will yet again explore the answer to what if. What if Dan Wick started his own YouTube channel?
Hi everybody and welcome to the Wickside Dan. I am your host, Dan Wick, and we have a movie to talk about. It is the brand new release, Paw Patrol. Excuse me, I'm looking at my notes. I need my glasses. But you didn't know I wear glasses, am I right? Let's see. It was fun, it was good, it was everything Avengers Endgame should have been. Just epic.
Though our hero's destiny might lie in the stars above, the beginning of his journey was much more down to earth. As fate would have it, at that very moment, a Ravager spacecraft was arriving on Earth to abduct the spawn of the celestial ego. But
that's not what's happening here. I'm just trying to review a movie. That should give some sad movie news.
A Ravager spacecraft was arriving on Earth to abduct the spawn of the celestial ego. But
I said that's not what's happening here. Do you understand me? Yeah, you're done. Be quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will cease speaking for the rest of this story.
Anyway, Clifford the Big Red Dog delayed before it even had a chance. One second. Oh, I do not know if I have the stomach. I was looking forward to that big movie. No, one of the things that... Excuse me, let me fix this. As I was saying, one of the things my more popular, better known brother doesn't have is a cardigan like this. Anyway.
What's my favorite scary movie? Thank you for asking that. I'm always asking, what's your favorite scary movie? But nobody ever asks what mine is. Anyway, it's certainly not old. The damn dog dies.
Hi everyone and welcome back to the Upside Dan. Today we are going to be talking about the second episode of Marvel's Disney Plus's What If? What if T'Challa became Star-Lord? The rough and tumble space pirates known as the Ravagers abduct T'Challa instead of Peter Quill. This episode was directed by Bryan and written by Matthew Chauncey. I think this episode was a step up from the previous episode, but I mean, I was a fan of the first episode as you saw in my review, but this episode was just, it was more fun, it had more in it. I really enjoyed this episode, it was great. And a bittersweet, pretty much, hearing Chadwick Boseman's voice again, and I know he's in a few more episodes of this. It was just really beautiful to hear and, see his character, even though it's a little different, because this is What If. To see and hear him again, it was just amazing. I really enjoyed his voice work, and they had a little card at the end dedicated to our friend, our inspiration, our hero, Chadwick Boseman. I really enjoyed that. That was a very nice touch. Another thing I love is that you see the Watcher every once in a while in the background of all these episodes, really, and you see them when the Ravagers or whatever, they're flying away, and then you can see the Watcher watching them. I think that is a really great added touch to this show. It's cool. The visuals are great. I really think that they did a great job with the animation. Like I said in the first one, there was some hit and miss stuff, but in this one, it just seemed to fit more. I don't know if it's because it's in space, Guardians of the Galaxy is all colorful and happy, and not all happy, and comedic and all of that, but I think that the animation worked so much better even in this second episode. I loved seeing Thanos in this. I thought he was a really funny, a different version of what we've seen of him in the Infinity Saga, and it was nice seeing like Drax, Nebula, Howard the Duck shows up, the Collector, all these different characters that we know from the MCU, and a lot specifically to Guardians of the Galaxy. It was really great seeing all of these characters, which I've loved about all the show, so far. We see all these side characters in the show, and it's just great. It's like an Easter egg, it's a reference, it's really cool to see. There was the line he gardens now about Thanos, and I just thought that was really funny. It's because we know that he gardened in end of Infinity War and beginning of Endgame. He was a gardener, so it's funny that he kind of became the gardener in here, because T'Challa just talked with him and reasoned with him and told him, like, decimating half the universe isn't the answer here. There's other ways, there's healthier ways, there's better ways, there's safer ways to use the planet's resources in a more fruitful way, So it's funny because T'Challa just had to talk to Thanos, and not Thanos is like the joke, almost. Like, people are joking about how he wanted to commit genocide, and he's kind of trying to argue with them and trying to defend his old, thought process. So basically in this episode, the Collector is kind of the new Thanos. Not as threatening as Thanos, but he's kind of a leader in this world, in this episode. It's great seeing some characters, like you see T'Challa, Yondu, Thanos, the Collector, Proxima Midnight, Howard the Duck, Cosmo the Dog, Ebony Maw, Nebula, Korath, T'Chaka, Drax, who is not played by Dave Bautista, Corvus Glaive, Peter Quill, who is also, he's not played by Chris Pratt, but he's just in there kind of quick. You see Ego. Again, all these characters is just great to see from the MCU. And it's great to see them kind of in animated form, and seeing if the voice cast, if it's not the original cast members, how that adds up, how it syncs up to their characters, if it's good or not. And I found pretty much most of the voice casting in this show pretty well done. Even if it's not the actor, it kind of sounds like them, to be honest. I loved this line that Howard Duck said. It was, "When you're out of luck, always go duck." And T'Challa's like, "I don't know, I don't think that's how that goes," or whatever. I really liked a lot of the, kind of subtle comedy here. It's just a fun episode. I really had a lot of fun with this one. And I'm a huge fan of Guardians of the Galaxy 1. And to some extent 2, I do like it, but I don't love it as much as 1. I love 1. And you get a little bit of Black Panther-isms in this, like, T'Challa says, "Where I come from, history has never looked kindly on those who lock men in cages." He says that to the Collector, and it reminded me kind of Michael B. Jordan's line as Killmonger, just bury me in the sea along with my ancestors. It's kind of, it reminded me of that, and they're really great lines. Even Karina and the other things the Collector has collected, the other people, creatures that the Collector has collected, have their own little arc in here. They get their revenge on the Collector, which was a really satisfying moment. Again, other Easter eggs that, that aren't just the characters. You see Cap's shield in here, you see Mjolnir, you see the dagger that the Dark Elves used, you see Hela's helmet, which the Collector uses in his final fight with T'Challa, and I thought that was all really cool. All these Easter eggs and references, whether they're actors, actresses, characters, or items, it's just really culminating into this show, and I really enjoy that. Thanos kind of has his little action. He gets beat up a little. He fights off, who would be his henchmen in Infinity War and Endgame. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It was just great. And Nebula, like I said, it was great to see her. I thought she did a really good job. Karen Gillan's really awesome. I'm glad she came back. I'm glad a lot of these actors and actresses have come back to, reprise their roles in animated form. And then we get a little scene at the end where it's on Earth, and Peter Quill is mopping up. He's at a Dairy Queen. He works there. And then Ego comes in, and his eyes light up. It could be a continuation at some point. And Peter Quill's not voiced by Chris Pratt, but Kurt Russell did come back to voice Ego, and I thought that was really cool. So it'd be interesting to see if that goes anywhere. I hear that these, little other things that these episodes end with, I think they're gonna lead somewhere. I think in season 2 we might get some continuation of these stories, maybe even in season 1. I don't really know anything beyond the 3rd episode now. It'll be interesting to see, all of that. And just remember, when you're out of luck, always go duck. What did you think about What If Episode 2? Did you like it more than Episode 1? Did you love it? Please let me know down in that comment section. If you liked what you've seen here and you want to see some more, click around here to see something else. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video with the MCU fans in your life. Hit that notification bell, subscribe, and come to the Upside Dan.